Millions of eyes were on Carrie Underwood as she stepped onto the stage at Donald Trump's inauguration, but no one expected what happened next. Just as she was about to perform, a sudden technical failure sent shockwaves through the crowd. Yet Carrie didn't just recover, she turned a disaster into an unforgettable moment. But the real mystery? What did Trump whisper to her after the performance? The truth behind that moment might just change everything you thought you knew, and we will tell you these new gossip rumors. The setup, why this performance mattered. Performing at a presidential inauguration is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, reserved for only the most celebrated artists. For Carrie Underwood, this was more than just another performance. It was a historic moment. The stakes were incredibly high. Millions of people tuned in worldwide, waiting to see which artists would take the stage at Donald Trump's inauguration. The performance lineup had already sparked major debates. Many artists declined invitations, worried about potential backlash. Some feared that aligning with Trump's presidency could damage their careers, while others saw it as a patriotic duty. But Carrie Underwood? She didn't let politics dictate her decision. She saw this as an opportunity to honor her country through music. Carrie was chosen to sing "America the Beautiful," a song known for its emotional depth and patriotic spirit. It was meant to be a flawless, uplifting moment. Everything had to go perfectly. But live performances are unpredictable, and as the world would soon witness, things did not go according to plan. As Carrie stood in front of the crowd, she was introduced with a warm welcome. The audience was ready, the cameras were rolling, the moment had arrived. She took a deep breath, waiting for the instrumental to start. But then, silence. For a few long seconds, nothing happened. The backing track wasn't playing. The world was watching, the audience was confused, and Carrie stood there frozen. This wasn't part of the plan. The pressure was immense. How would she react? Would this moment become a career-defining embarrassment? But just when it seemed like everything was falling apart, Carrie made a bold decision that turned the moment into something unforgettable. The moment of silence. Was this a nightmare in the making? Carrie Underwood had prepared for this moment for weeks. She had practiced every note, every breath, every emotion behind the song. But there was one thing she hadn't prepared for: a technical failure on live television. As she stood on the grand stage, bathed in the glow of the inauguration lights, she waited for the music to start. A second passed, then another. The crowd murmured. The silence stretched on longer than it should have. Something was wrong. The backing track wasn't playing. For a split second, you could see it in her eyes, a flicker of confusion, maybe even panic. She glanced around, searching for a cue, a signal that the problem was being fixed. But nothing happened. She was standing in front of the world in complete, awkward silence. Many artists in this situation would have frozen. Some would have walked off stage waiting for technicians to solve the issue. Others might have nervously laughed it off, hoping the audience wouldn't notice. But Carrie Underwood isn't just any performer. She's a seasoned artist with years of experience handling pressure. In that critical moment, she had a choice. She could wait for the music to start, or she could take control of the situation. And then she opened her mouth and began to sing. With no instrumental backing, no music to support her, she sang the first line of "America the Beautiful" completely a cappella. The audience, initially confused, fell silent again, but this time in awe. Her voice soared through the air, powerful and unwavering. Carrie had just taken what could have been a disastrous moment and turned it into a legendary one. A technical disaster, and Carrie's bold move. For many singers, an audio failure in a high-stakes moment like this would be a complete nightmare. But for Carrie Underwood, it was a chance to prove exactly why she was chosen for this performance in the first place. As the backing track cut out, Carrie didn't hesitate. Instead of looking for help or breaking under pressure, she did something completely unexpected. She kept singing. At first, the crowd didn't know how to react. The silence of the missing music was almost deafening. But then, as her pure, unfiltered vocals rang through the air, something magical happened. The audience realized that they weren't just watching an artist perform, they were witnessing a moment of raw talent and resilience. Without the safety net of an instrumental track, Carrie's voice was left exposed, but instead of faltering, it soared. Every note was filled with emotion, power, and confidence. The entire venue, once murmuring in confusion, was now hanging on to every word. But Carrie wasn't done surprising them. Midway through the song, she made an even bolder move. She invited the audience to sing with her. "You all know the words," she said with a smile. "Sing with me." And just like that, what had started as an awkward technical failure transformed into an incredible spontaneous sing-along. Thousands of voices joined hers, filling the space with a sense of unity and emotion. This wasn't just a performance anymore, it was an experience. Carrie had taken control of the situation in a way few artists could. She turned a potential disaster into an unforgettable moment of connection. The audience's reaction: confusion turns to magic. For a brief moment, silence filled the venue. The audience, composed of politicians, celebrities, and viewers watching worldwide, sat in stunned anticipation. A technical malfunction at such a high-profile event was more than just an inconvenience. It was an unexpected and potentially embarrassing situation. Carrie Underwood, standing alone on stage, had no backup vocals, no instrumentals, and no clear direction on what to do next. A single pause at the wrong moment could turn into a career-defining disaster. But instead of hesitating, she made an instant decision. Her voice rang out, clear and unwavering, without any musical accompaniment. The audience remained silent at first, unsure of how to react. Some exchanged glances, recognizing the unusual nature of the situation. Then a few scattered claps broke through the tension, followed by a growing wave of applause. Soon, a remarkable shift occurred. The audience began singing along. What had started as an awkward mishap had transformed into something completely unplanned, yet incredibly moving. People from different backgrounds, political beliefs, and walks of life joined their voices together in a rare display of unity. Social media posts flooded in real time, with attendees capturing the moment on their phones. Some labeled it a perfect accident, while others praised Underwood's ability to turn a setback into an unforgettable live performance. By the time she reached the final verse, the audience had become an active part of the moment. As the last note echoed through the venue, the applause was deafening. The night's most unexpected event had now become its most talked-about success. But just as the energy in the room reached its peak, something else happened. Something no one expected. Donald Trump leaned in and whispered something to Carrie Underwood. The cameras captured the exchange, but the microphones did not. Within moments, a new mystery had been created, one that would dominate conversations long after the performance ended. How this unexpected moment went viral. The performance had already generated attention, but the whispered exchange between Donald Trump and Carrie Underwood sent speculation into overdrive. Within minutes, videos of the moment began circulating across social media platforms. The question on everyone's mind was clear. What did Trump say? Major news outlets quickly picked up the story, publishing headlines such as, "What did Donald Trump whisper to Carrie Underwood after her inauguration performance?" Carrie Underwood's stunning a cappella moment takes a surprising turn. And lip readers attempt to decode Trump's words to Carrie. Speculation ran wild. Some believed Trump had simply praised her performance, while others suggested that the exchange had a deeper or even political meaning. Twitter users analyzed the footage frame by frame, debating whether Underwood's facial expression indicated surprise, gratitude, or even discomfort. Online forums dissected the clip, with theories ranging from the plausible to the absurd. Some claimed he had invited her to a private event, while others joked that he had simply commented on the unpredictable nature of live television. As the discussion intensified, lip-reading experts were consulted by various media outlets in an attempt to decipher the silent words. However, without clear audio, no definitive answer could be reached. The mystery only deepened as Underwood remained silent on the matter, refusing to address the growing speculation. The moment had become larger than the performance itself. The internet was consumed with theories and fans eagerly awaited a response. When Underwood finally decided to break her silence, her explanation only added to the debate rather than settling it. Trump's whisper, the internet goes wild. Rumors are saying that the performance had already drawn attention, but what happened immediately afterward turned into an even bigger spectacle. As the applause echoed through the venue, Donald Trump leaned in and whispered something to Carrie Underwood. The moment was captured on camera, but no microphones picked up his words. Within minutes, speculation erupted across social media, turning a viral performance into a full-blown mystery. Online discussions quickly escalated as people analyzed the footage. Viewers slowed down the clip, zoomed in on their screens, and debated every possible interpretation. Lip-reading experts, journalists, and internet sleuths attempted to decipher what Trump had said, but there was no definitive conclusion. Theories ranged from innocent praise to something more politically charged. Some believed Trump had simply complimented her ability to recover from the technical failure, while others speculated that the conversation involved a request for a future performance. A few outlandish theories even suggested that he criticized the production team or had made a comment about the crowd's reaction. Major media outlets wasted no time capitalizing on the intrigue, running headlines such as, "What did Donald Trump whisper to Carrie Underwood?" The mystery behind Carrie's viral moment at the inauguration, and internet sleuths attempt to decode Trump's words. The internet dissected every second of the footage, with some users claiming they could see the words, "That was incredible," while others argued it was something more cryptic. As the speculation intensified, Carrie Underwood remained silent, refusing to comment on the situation immediately. The longer she stayed quiet, the more people demanded answers. Some believe she was intentionally avoiding the topic to prevent further controversy, while others thought she was downplaying what had actually been said. Then, after nearly a week of online frenzy, she finally broke her silence. But her explanation only fueled more debate. The backlash. Fans react to her decision to perform. When Underwood finally addressed the speculation, she did so in a brief social media comment. "I know everyone is wondering, he just told me he loved the performance." Her response was simple and direct, but instead of ending the conversation, it only intensified the debate. While some accepted her statement at face value, others refused to believe it was the full truth. Many questioned why she had waited so long to respond, speculating that she was choosing to remain vague to avoid controversy. However, the speculation surrounding Trump's whisper soon took a backseat to a larger debate: Underwood's decision to perform at the inauguration in the first place. For many, participating in Donald Trump's inauguration was viewed as a political statement, whether intended or not. Some fans expressed disappointment, feeling that she had aligned herself with a divisive figure. Others argued that her appearance on that stage, regardless of intention, sent a clear message of support. The backlash was immediate and widespread, with social media filled with heated discussions. Fans who had supported her for years now questioned their loyalty, while others defended her, arguing that an artist's job is to entertain, not take political stances. Posts from divided fans flooded online platforms. "I've followed Carrie for years, but this is where I draw the line. She had a choice and she made it. Can't support her anymore. People need to stop politicizing music. She just performed a song. You think Beyoncé and Lady Gaga didn't perform for presidents before? Grow up." While some condemned her choice, others applauded her professionalism, insisting that her presence at the event was about honoring her country, not endorsing a political figure. Despite the heated debates, Underwood stood by her decision. In interviews, she reiterated that her performance was not political and that she was there to represent music, not ideology. However, the backlash reflected a larger issue. In today's world, staying neutral is often seen as taking a side. Carrie's perspective, why she did it. As controversy swirled around her, Underwood addressed her decision in carefully worded statements. She explained that her participation in the event had been about celebrating America and performing a song that held deep meaning, not about supporting any political figure. During interviews, she expressed gratitude for the opportunity and emphasized that she had approached the performance the same way she would any other major event. She did not publicly align herself with any political agenda, but instead focused on the importance of music as a unifying force. Despite her explanation, public reaction remained divided. Some saw her as an artist caught in an unavoidable controversy, while others viewed her decision to perform as a conscious choice that carried significant political implications. The backlash also ignited larger discussions about the role of entertainers in political events. Should artists separate their craft from politics? Can a performance at an inauguration ever truly be neutral? These debates extended far beyond Underwood, reflecting broader tensions within the entertainment industry. While some fans forgave and moved on, others refused to let the issue go. Some called for boycotts, while others continued debating whether musicians should refuse invitations to political events altogether. Regardless of where people stood, the event had already cemented itself as one of the most talked about performances of her career. The conversation was no longer about her talent or her performance. It was about the political and cultural implications of her presence. Even as Underwood continued focusing on her career, the shadow of the controversy lingered, proving just how difficult it had become for artists to exist outside of political discourse. The lesson. What this moment taught us. Underwood's performance became a case study in resilience and the unpredictability of live entertainment. The technical failure, which could have been catastrophic, instead became a defining moment that showcased her ability to handle pressure. She had proven that true artists do not simply rely on backing tracks or elaborate productions. They adapt and thrive, even in the most unexpected situations. Beyond the performance itself, the reaction to the event underscored the increasing difficulty of staying neutral in today's polarized climate. The days when musicians could perform at major national events without political scrutiny seemed long gone. The situation also raised important questions about the responsibility of entertainers. Should artists refuse invitations to perform at politically charged events? Can performances at high-profile government ceremonies ever be truly separate from politics? One undeniable truth emerged from the discussion: authenticity matters. Fans connect most with artists who remain true to themselves, whether they agree with every decision they make or not. Underwood's ability to handle the moment with grace and confidence reaffirmed why she had become one of the most respected figures in country music. For some, this was just another example of her professionalism and poise. For others, it was a moment that would continue to influence discussions about music, politics, and public perception. Regardless of personal opinions, the performance and the conversations that followed had already cemented its place in history. Conclusion: what's next for Carrie? Despite the controversy, Carrie Underwood's career remained as strong as ever. The heated discussions that followed her performance did not define her success, nor did they overshadow the extensive body of work she had built over the years. While debates about her inauguration appearance raged online, her music continued to top the charts, and her fan base remained largely intact. Following the event, Underwood chose not to dwell on the backlash. Instead, she focused on her passion, creating music and connecting with her audience. She embarked on new projects, released new music, and continued her tours, proving that one controversial moment could not overshadow years of hard work and dedication to her craft. However, the conversation surrounding her performance raised larger discussions about the role of artists in political spaces. Should musicians accept invitations to events that might be politically divisive? Can an artist ever truly remain neutral when performing at a high-profile event tied to a controversial figure? These questions were not just about Underwood, but about the entertainment industry as a whole. Historically, musicians had performed for presidents from both political parties without facing such intense backlash. However, in the modern era, every action by a public figure is scrutinized, politicized, and debated. Underwood's decision to perform at the inauguration was no different. To some, she was simply honoring her country with her talent. To others, she had made an implicit political statement, whether she intended to or not. Regardless of public opinion, one truth remained. Carrie Underwood had proven her professionalism and resilience. The way she handled the unexpected technical failure showed her ability to remain calm under pressure, and her ability to recover turned a potential disaster into a defining moment. Few artists could maintain composure and still deliver a flawless performance in such an unpredictable situation. As time passed, the controversy surrounding the inauguration began to fade, but the memory of the performance itself endured. It became one of the most talked about moments of her career, not because of the political implications, but because of how she turned an unfortunate mishap into a moment of artistic triumph. Underwood's legacy was never going to be defined by one performance alone. With multiple Grammy Awards, record-breaking albums, and a dedicated fan base, her influence in country music remained undeniable. Whether one viewed her inauguration performance as a misstep or a moment of grace, there was no denying that she had cemented herself as one of the most talented and resilient artists in the industry. At the end of the day, Carrie Underwood remained true to what she had always been, a singer, a performer, and an artist dedicated to her craft. While the world debated her choices, she continued to do what she did best: singing, inspire, and create music that touched millions.